Welcome to Onward TV. Thank you for stopping by my channel to watch my videos. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my wonderful videos. But if you've been coming here and you have never subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll be officially part of the Onward TV family. All you have to do is that to sign in whilst you're on YouTube, sign in with your Gmail login information, and then you hit the subscribe button, and you can turn on all the notifications so that you'll be alerted whenever a new video gets published. Thank you so much for doing this. A wonderful news that I wanted to share with you guys is that this coming month in August, I'll be marking my 1-year anniversary of starting this channel, and so I'll be giving out a giveaway to show my appreciation for the support that I have received from you guys, my top fans, the people who are subscribed to my channel, people who share my video, people who interact with me. I thank you so much. So this giveaway will be a token of appreciation for all the help, and of course it's going to be immigration related. Okay, so guys, if you've been coming here and you have not subscribed, this is your opportunity to be part of the Onward TV family. It doesn't cost you any money to be part of it. You're benefiting from my videos, so please help me by subscribing. Okay, thank you so much for doing this for me. Today I wanted to talk about after your visa has been approved and you're buying your ticket, getting ready to come to America. All right, if you haven't watched my videos on what you should do after your visa has been approved, your interview has been, go and watch that video. Okay, but after you have your visa in hand, now it's time to buy your plane ticket, and then how to get from your country to America. Okay, I said I will make another video how to pack your things and the things that you can bring to America, how much money you can bring in, what kind of food stuff that you can bring, what type of documents that you need to bring, like all that stuff. I'll make that in a video and tell you guys, because obviously I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, so when you're buying your plane ticket, you have 2 options. Okay, it's either you buy it locally, like from a travel agency in your country, in your city, or you can buy it online. And for most people, maybe you don't have a credit card, or maybe your debit card may not go through because it's international and stuff like that. If you know somebody who is in the United States and they're from your country and they have a bank account, you can do a trade with them. Like, they can buy the tickets for you and you put the money in their bank account. That is an option if that is available for you. If that's not available for you, you can talk to your bank and tell them that, hey, I'm trying to buy a flight ticket online. Would you guys authorize this payment for me? So that you let your bank know ahead of time, so that when you use your ATM card online, your bank will know that it's coming from you. Okay, like you let them know ahead of time so they don't flag it. But when you're buying your flight ticket, you have so many places you can look it up. You can just Google. There's Google flight information. When you type like flight from Nairobi to JFK, flight from Accra, Ghana to JFK to George Bush, like just know the place that you're going to stop, the nearest airport that you're going to use to get to your host place. All right, but that's one thing that you can talk to your host. If you have a host already, you can talk to them. It's like, hey, what would be the nearest airport that is within your area so that I can get to, so that you can make that arrangement with your host. But after that part has been cleared off, you just you book your flight. Mostly direct flight. You can either do a direct flight or you can do connecting flight. Connecting flight can be in Ghana like trotro, like stop. But when you're doing that, when you do your search online, if you're buying it online, you will see all these options that is going to connect here. It's going to layover somewhere, layover, connecting, kind of the same thing. But if you have a straight flight, then when you check in and you board your flight, it comes straight to the United States. So that's it. Or if you're doing connecting flight or layover, then the flight is going to stop somewhere for you to rest before you connect to another flight and then continue to the United States. But the thing that I wanted to talk about here will be if you buy a ticket that is connecting, stopping. Most of the time, those are the cheaper ones, but you have to always check. Sometimes you might be unlucky because of the short window of travel time, so it makes you end up paying a little bit more even when you're using a connecting flight. But when you're using a connecting flight, the thing that you need to be aware is that within certain areas, when you go through certain countries, when you connect in certain countries, you might need a transit visa. One area that I know, for instance, would be the Schengen region or territory. There are several countries that come together to form the Schengen, whatever the pronunciation is. But within that territory, you need a Schengen visa, and that visa will allow you to transit. And transit visa, guys, don't be alarmed. Don't be like, what? Another visa again? Yes, transit visa is not like this one that you just went through. This one has been a roller coaster, but transit visa is so easy to get. You don't even have to show up for any interview. There's no interview. The moment you get your passport back from the American embassy with your visa in it, make sure that everything is good. Then you go to any of the, if you're going to go through any of the Schengen countries, then you go to the embassy. So for instance, I was going through Amsterdam, okay? So because I was going through Amsterdam, and the thing is that you can read about this on their website. You can just Google and see the country that, but that is after you bought your plane ticket. After you bought your plane ticket and you know where you're going through, then you find out that information. So you can fill out the application online, but sometimes it's like 3 days. You pay the fees. You send in your passport, you fill the form, send in your passport with the fees, and sometimes they will ask for your flight ticket, and then within 3 days or 2 days, they just tell you to come pick up your visa. I don't know if they can do the same day. I never asked, but mine was 3 days because I had enough time. But that is so quick. They didn't do any interview. You just take a picture. You add a picture to it, a picture application form, your passport, and your flight ticket, and then they will just do it for you. So the transit visa is for you to be in the airport. That is what it's for. So you can Google and find out that if you're going through, say, Ethiopia to come to the US, or you're going through Egypt because you are flying by Egypt Air or Egypt Airways, then you want to find out that do you need a transit visa to go through there? Because if you don't, then you might be refused entry. Okay? So make sure that you have that, and you don't want to get to the airport and then have to ticketing agent to look at your passport and look at where you're going through, look at your ticket and see where you're going through, and they ask you, where do you have a transit visa, and then now you have to pay for it right now. So make sure you take care of that before you go. But if you're doing direct flight, then you don't have to worry about that. Like I said, transit visa is not difficult to get. When you buy your plane ticket, look at the layover. Sometimes the layover time may be 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours. Sometimes it's the next day. So you want to prepare for that. But know that the transit visa doesn't allow you to leave the airport. It just allows you to touch down in their airport, like get off your plane and be inside the airport. But if you want to go out and venture out, explore the city, and that is for people who are adventurous travelers, people who are a little bit experienced. If it's your first time on an international flight, please don't do that. Don't venture out, because if you go out, then when you're coming back, you have to go through customs. You have to go through TSA again, screening, take off your shoes, your belt, and all that again before you can, get back on to get back to your gate to get on your flight. And imagine if you have few moments, you have to, you don't want to be running back late. So if you're not very experienced traveler and you don't know how to maneuver, you don't know your way around town, please just stay in the airport. One thing that I would recommend, or two things that I would recommend, is like bring something that you can keep to entertain yourself. Either you bring a book or maybe your laptop. There might be free Wi-Fi there. Some of the restaurants at the airport, if you buy something from them, they can give you the Wi-Fi password. So when you're buying a sandwich, you can ask them, hey, if I buy a sandwich from here, can I get your Wi-Fi password? Something like that. They will tell you, they will let you know if you can do that. The other thing that I'll ask you to bring will be some cash. You need to bring cash. Don't come empty-handed. I'll make another video, like I said, and talk about how much you can bring and whatever, like all the other stuff that you can bring, you can pack and bring to the United States. But have a little bit of cash on you, because if you are in the airport, you are not getting any free food. You get free food on the plane, and you know, if you're not able to, you know, snack away some snacks or maybe a bottle of water, then you're going to be hungry the entire time that you're at the airport. If it's 8 hours, you're going to be hungry for 8 hours. You just go to the restroom, you use maybe the water fountain, but that is just it. If you had headphones, you can bring it so that you can listen to music, like all that kind of stuff. Something to keep you busy, you know, keep you engaged whilst you're waiting for your flight. But I will do more in-depth video about, you know, stopping over, like the transit time, things that can happen, and I'll share some stories, some funny stories that happened for me when I was doing like a transit through some airports. I'll share that information with you guys later. But then when you get to the make sure when you get to the airport, go to your gate. Don't assume that somebody from Kenya, if you meet somebody on the flight, you got on the flight, you make friends with somebody on the flight, maybe you were sitting with them, so you speak the same language, so you think he said, oh, I'm going to Chicago, you're like, oh, me too, so you think you're taking the same flight. No, don't do that. You always have to look at your boarding pass and see what flight, the flight number you're taking. There are a lot of monitors in the airport so that you can look at to see which gate that you need to go and see. Because even though that you may be traveling with somebody from Ghana, somebody from Kenya, somebody from Ethiopia, somebody from Afghanistan, and you're going to the same city, you may be on different planes. So don't follow somebody just because they speak your language or just because they are going to the same place. And the other thing is that sometimes at the airport, somebody who may look like you, like very African like you, or very Middle Eastern like you, they may not speak your language. That is the interesting thing that, like I said, I'll share that in a separate video, my experiences that I've had, the funny things, and you know, all that stuff. But after that, and then you come to the United States, whatever place that you land in the United States, that would be the point of entry. If the people who are crossing the border, like if you're coming from Canada, then the border, when you get to the border crossing, that will be a point of entry. But if you're coming by flight, as many of you would do, then the airport that you touch down will be your first point of entry in the United States. And so when you come there, that is the place that you will give that envelope that you'll be given at the interview. That envelope, please keep it safe, protected. Put it in your carry-on bag. So you may have maybe a backpack or a messenger bag or your small carry-on bag. Keep that envelope in there. And so when you do your point of entry and then you go through immigration first. When you go through immigrations, they have lanes for first-time visitors, permanent residents, new immigrants. Like they have lanes for, so you go through the right lane, okay? Now, many of the airports have the self-automated machine to print, kiosk to print out your pass, okay? And I'm not talking about a boarding pass. I'm talking about something else. Like, so first, like in the past, we used to join the queue, and then you get to the immigration officer. They take your passport and they ask you where you're coming from, what are you here for? They ask you some few questions. This is not to determine whether, you know, to turn you around or not, but it's just, you know, some questions, but nothing scary. But they have like a kiosk there. They have like nice kiosks, looking little kiosks. So you go when there's an empty one, day you go there. So it's like people get there and they go there. So you go and you follow the prompt on the screen. If you're having a problem, there will be an officer by that you can prompt for them to help you with it. Don't be scared. And it has a camera at the top, and then you're looking and then he takes a picture of you. Like I know in other countries, somebody like a human being would take a picture of you, but here some of the airports, I'm not sure of all the airports, but I haven't been at all the airports in the United States, but many of them have that automated self checkout kiosk that you type in your information, you type in your name, you type in some stuff, you do your fingerprint, and you look in the camera out there, and then it takes a picture of you, and then it will print that paper. When you print that paper, then you take it to the immigration officer, and then the officer will ask you a few questions. So what are you here for? Is it your first time? Is it stuff like that? So based on you being the first time visitor or first time guest in the United States, first time immigrant, then you will follow what they say. If they tell you that go that way or go this way, then you go this way. In the airport, there are a lot of signs. So if you're going away and it says you're going the wrong way, that means that wherever, if you're seeing the sign facing you saying the wrong way, then you are going the wrong way. So you need to turn around and go the opposite way. So just be aware of that. So you go, you may sit down, they may take you to an office, sit down for a while, they take your documentation, go through your stuff. If you need to update your green card address info, then you can do so at that point. But you don't need to update, because they can ask you that, has this address changed? Is this where you want your green card to go? If it's still the same address, you say yes. If you know maybe the person has moved from the address that they gave you, like if the person was living in an apartment, they gave you the address and now they've moved, then you can give them the new information so that your green card comes to you. It doesn't get lost, okay? But from there, like they do their stuff, it might take you maybe an hour. Some people, it was shorter. Like for me, it was longer. It was like an hour or something. So, but make sure that your packet, that yellow envelope, you don't take it home no matter what. Don't take it home. Even if if an immigration officer tells you to take you home, please don't take it home. Okay? So from there, then you go to baggage claim. When you go to baggage claim, you get your bags. Even though that may not be your final destination. So let's say you're coming from Nairobi, Kenya, or you're coming from Accra, Ghana, you're coming from Kampala, Uganda, you're coming from Lome, Togo, you got to JFK, but you're continuing to Houston, Texas. So when you get to JFK and then you go to custom immigration, you need to give them the packet there, even though that is not your final destination, okay? When you're outside of the United States and you're coming and they ask you where's your final destination, you say United States, okay? Your final destination is United States, or you can mention the city that you're going into, okay? But when you get to the POE, which is the point of entry, whether it's JFK or George Bush or Washington Dallas Airport or O'Hare in Chicago, then whatever airport that you get to, that will be your point of entry. And when you get there, the immigration staff take the packet, and then you go to baggage claim, and then you wait for your bag, and you stand by the area for the flight that you came on. So if you came with Delta, you go to Delta. If you came by United, go to United. But look at your boarding pass, the flight number. So if it's United, it might be UA something with some numbers. If it's KLM, it may be KL with something. If it's Delta, it might be D or something. So you use that. You look at the flight number, and then it should be displayed on the monitor there. You stay there for your bags to come in. You take your bag. When you take your bag, as you're leaving, you follow the direction of where many of the people are heading out. So when you get out there, you meet customs. So customs might go through your bag just to see what is it. They might ask you, do you have anything? Remember that when you got on the flight, you had to fill a customs form to declare what you have. please, I will include that information in the next video about what to bring, what you can bring, how much money you can bring, what food you can bring, and all that stuff. So I'll include that information. So please watch that video. But then when you go through customs, it's either they will go through your bag or they might not. If they go through your bag, whether you have food stuff or stuff, they'll go through it, and then the stuff that they should seize, they will see. The stuff they shouldn't seize, they'll put them back in your bag, seal it for you, and then you go on. Just be nice. Don't be shaking. Don't be scared. There's nothing, crazy about that. But after you take your bags and you get out of customs, if you're continuing your flight to another place, then now you need to go recheck in. So find that gate. You find where that gate is, or you need to, whether you have to climb back to arrival again. So you just came through arrival. So maybe you may have to go to a departure side, or in some major airports, you may have to get on the train. There's a train at the airport, like a lot of the airports in the United States have trains. So you might have to get on the train to go to the next stop. Maybe like you say C, B, E. So pay attention to those things, because you may be boarding your flight in another part of the airport. So you get on the train, just follow the directions, ask people questions, know that you're going to speak English for the most part. But if you can't speak English and you need directions, or you need anything on your boarding pass, show it to somebody. If you show it to the person will point out, even if they don't speak your language. Let's say you don't speak good English, or you don't speak English, and then you see somebody, that person may be like a French or German, and you show it to them. You just, wave or make a sound. You say, excuse me, and the person might turn around and look at you, and then you ask like, excuse me, sir, and then you show it to them, and then you point to it. They will help you find your ticket, or find your gate, where to go. So don't be scared to ask questions when you get on your flight and then you come to the United States. But guys, this is where I want to end this video. Like I said, I'll make more videos about, the experience coming here, and, all the jazz, and things to do to stay out of trouble, to come to America safely, okay? Because this is a major, major, major life decision that you're making, taking yourself, uprooting yourself, you and your family, from your home country and coming to a new place. It might be your first time on a flight. That was the case for me when I was coming here. It was my first time on a flight. I was scared. My ears were popping. I'll share all that story in my next video, so guys, don't miss it. But please, whilst you're here, please hit the subscribe. Whilst you're here, hit the subscribe, okay? So that you'll be part of the Wofoi TV family. You will be part of, we share wonderful stories, life experience. And if you want to share any story when it comes to immigration, your journey, you want to share with me, you can inbox me. You can email me at wofoitv@gmail.com. If you send me an email that you want to share your story, you want to be interviewed, hey, we can talk about it and then see where that will go. But really, I thank you for spending your time watching my videos and being a part of Wofoi TV. Follow me on Facebook or Wofoi TV. That's the official Facebook page. Most of my videos that I make here, I share them there. I'm yet to make, live videos there or stream videos here, but just give me time. I'm getting there. But if you want to know more about the Greek Card Lottery, please join my Greek Card Lottery group, Greek Card Lottery Africa, Greek Card Lottery Ghana, Greek Card Lottery winners. Can join any of these groups. It doesn't matter where you come from. We welcome anybody, but please don't spam us. Be respectful of other countries, even people that you don't like. Just be respectful. No bullying, no spamming. All right. So thank you so much. Share my videos with your family and friends who are surprised that you won this American lottery that they thought it was a myth. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video about packing your things, how to get through the airport, and then, things that could keep you safe and bring you to America. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.